Hi all, I'm in my Canvas dashboard and I have a class called Sandbox. So we're going to play a little bit in the sandbox today. As I open this, and I've got modules in here, I want to get rid of those. Those are from a prior one. So we get rid of our modules, don't want those. So this is what I'll generally see. Get rid of that one too. There. So now you learn how to get rid of modules. But this is what I generally see. I have a module area and we have nothing in there. We have assignment area and we do have a place for assignments, but there are no assignments in there. So I'm going to go back to the modules because the first thing I do generally when I create a class is I segregate everything into modules. Week 1 will be a module, week 2 will be a module, and that lets me containerize all my assignments, discussions, quizzes, and everything in a module. And that's good for me and sometimes for the students. So what I'm going to do is I have to create a module or two. So with module highlighted over here, I go to the plus module and just left click on that, give it a name. This will be week 1. And you notice I've been here before. Week 1 module, nothing spectacular about that name. It just allows me to put it there. If I want to do week 2 module, and I'll do week 3, I think. Week 2 module, and normally, naturally, I would type that all in. But since I can't type, we'll just pick it. And I'm going to go and put in a week 3 module for the heck of it. So I have 3 modules. I have this area where I can pull a file into. I don't have anything I really want to pull into, and we won't make that a topic for today. But what I have in these modules, I want to do an assignment or so. So the first thing I'm going to do is click over here on my little plus. And this is good. I have an assignment. I want to do an assignment. It's a new assignment. I don't have any assignment. So I have to click on new assignment, and the app opens this down here. I name it. So this is going to be week 1 report. So this is where I would normally do what I would call normal homework type things or reports. So I have to make sure this is assignment. It's good to anyway. New assignment, week 1 report, and then I just add item. Click on that button. And there's my week 1 report. But it doesn't tell them what to do, so I have to open it. I click on it. To open it, I click on edit. And here's where I can put the instructions in and the value point and all of that of it. So here, do a report, ... You put all your instructions in here. As I scroll down, let's just say 10 points. Make sure this says assignment. That's a good thing. No submission. I have forgotten to do something with this. And if you leave it at no submission, it'll tell them what to do. It gives them no way to submit it. So you have to be sure to do something with this drop down. And I do online most of the time. I have occasionally done paper and then online and file upload. So if you want a Word file or whatever, I usually don't restrict the files. You can, but I don't do that. You can also put text entry in there, but generally I don't. I want a file upload and maybe a Word document, PowerPoint or something like that. I scroll down, I get unlimited attempts as default. I could limit that and say maybe 3. This is not a group assignment. That's for projects where you have teams or groups of students working together. We won't do that today. That's just out of the scope of this one. For a due date, I'm going to pick the 14th. And notice it defaults to 11:59 p.m. So you really don't have to fill this in if you're doing it at the end of the day. You just click done and it stays there. If you want it to go away, say a week later, which I sometimes do, then that would be the 21st. It fills it in and you just go done. So now after the 21st, it won't be there for them to even do. And so I think I've got everything filled in here. All I have to do is go way down to the bottom and you can barely see this. You can see this red. This is a save. This one is save and publish. That's one we want, and cancel. Unfortunately, with YouTube, it doesn't allow my screen the resolution I need to get everything in there. If I change my resolution anywhere from this, it becomes really fuzzy. And that's just a YouTube thing. So I'm going to do this one. You can see my little finger. That's the save and publish. I want to save it and publish it. And now I have it finished. I have my points and how many attempts are allowed, my due date, available for everyone until March 21 when it goes away. Instructions. So all I have to do is I can go up to my modules again, and I can see that that's in my module. Week 1 report. So that's that one. Maybe let's do a discussion for the heck of it. So I want to click over here and I will create a discussion in my module. So I click on that and I can do a drop down for discussion. And it's a new one. I don't have any. So I want to just put this in week 1 discussion. So I have to choose this discussion. Click on new topic and that opens this up and I put its name in there. And I go add. So now I have a discussion in here. Notice I didn't publish it, it just added it. If I want to publish it, I can click here. Week 1 discussion, I have to tell the students what I want. So I click on that to open it. And then I click on edit. And here's my discussion area. So post on whatever you want and 2 replies or something like that. 2 replies, etc. All your instructions for the discussion. When you want your initial post, like on a Wednesday or a Thursday, when the 2 replies have to be finished. And then from here, I allow threaded replies. It's graded. And users must post before seeing replies. That's probably a good one to check. They don't see anything until they post something. Then they can see a reply. And notice the first post in this is called a reply. And it's really not a reply, it's an initial post, but the terminology here is reply. So just keep that in mind. This is not a group project. We'll call it 10 points. And it's points, not as percentage or anything. This has discussion. And I think I said this was going to be discussion. This has that. I have to drop down. I want to pick, and it doesn't have discussion here. So I want to do new group and say, okay, discussion. And we'll pick discussions plural. Add that as a group. Peer review, no. So we'll give it the same dates. We'll just give this, we'll call it the 14th. We won't do an end date on that. And then save it. And my save, by the way, was down in the lower right-hand corner. It was a little red button icon. And that, again, you could not see. So if I go to modules, you can see that in module 1, I have my week 1 report, week 1 discussion. If I look in assignments, I have a discussion section. So all of my discussions would go here. All my assignments would go here. I could have one for quizzes. I could have another one if there's a project, all of my project grades. And that just keeps them separated so that you can see all of your discussions. And for grading, they're like that. The discussion, you'll get a grade for all of the discussions, a composite grade, all the assignments, all of the quizzes and things like that. So it just helps out to do that. If I go to the discussion area, I have the discussion here, and I click on this, and this is where I can do my first post. So here it says reply. Well, again, I'm gonna put it in here. And I don't think that's where I want. Well, we're just going to back out of there. We'll do discussions on another one. If I click on that again, and I should be in student view really, but if I click on reply, and it gives me a chance to reply, this is actually my initial post. So I've done a post. I can post a reply, and again, my initial post, they're all called reply. So you have to be just aware of that. It's not the end of the world. Go back to modules, and now I might want to add a quiz. So what I can do is go up to here, and let's add a quiz and a new quiz, and we'll give it a name. We'll call it quiz, week 1 quiz. And group, I don't have a quiz group down here because I haven't created it yet. So for here, I'm going to just let it be assignment, and I'm not going to worry about that. We'll change it later on. So anytime it wants to go in the wrong place, that's okay. If you can't find the right place like quiz, no problem, because I have not created a quiz yet. And quizzes operate a little different. I'm going to add the item. So here's my week 1 quiz. Now I have to do 2 things. I have to give the instructions of what to do, and then I have to do the questions. So if I click on that and I edit, take the quiz. It's a graded quiz. It's in assignments because I don't have a quiz area. Shuffle the answers. You might do that. You could limit the time to 20 minutes, something like that. You can allow multiple attempts, keep the highest grade, keep the latest, the average grade. If I do multiple, I have to say how many. I can say 2. Here's what answers the students see and a few other things, but we'll just put a due date in there right now and let it go at that so we can move along. Down, you can see the end of my screen is here. Below here is a save button, save and publish, and a cancel. I'm going to hit save and publish. You can't see me do that because it's out of bounds for YouTube. But now I can go to my quizzes, and it's assignment quizzes. Let's look at this and see what we can do with that. If I go to assignments, notice my quizzes here. I can go to create a new group, quiz is, and then I can just drag it from here. Grab that, left click, and drag those 2 ellipsis bars down and drop it in quiz, and there it is. So that's how we resolve that problem. If there wasn't a quiz, I put it in assignments, but it goes here. No problem. Back to modules. I have my week 1 work, okay? Week 2 module, I'm going to add, say, another assignment. So I go plus, and I pick on assignment, and it's a new assignment. We've got a week 1 report, but this is a new assignment. So I'm going to go down, and since it's new, give it a name, week 2 report, and add the item. That adds it in. Now I have to tell it what to do. Tell the students I have to open it up and edit, and then tell the students what they're going to do. So write a report with the rest of the instructions, 10 points. Notice it defaulted to discussion. We want to put that in assignments. Points, submission, don't forget that one again. Online, file upload. Unlimited, you could leave it that. You can make it limited in 2. Not a group assignment, and just give it a due date. So we'll give that a 14th. This one we'll have fun with, and also make a date where it goes away, the 21st. With all of that, I've got down at the bottom, you can see this red is save. This is save and publish, and I'll click on that one. This one is cancel, so we'll do the save and publish. And now our week 2 assignment is saved and published. If I look in assignments, here's my week 1 and 2. Here's my discussion 1, my week 2 quiz. If I go back to modules, now I can put another quiz in week 2, and I'm going to do this very quickly. It's going to be a quiz. It's a new quiz, week 2. And it's in quizzes, and there. And then I will click on this and just very quickly add some information I edit. I go to maybe the details, do the quiz. It's graded, it's in quizzes, shuffle the answers, maybe you can give it a time limit of 20. Allow multiple attempts or not, what answers you want them to see. We're going to give it a due date and then just end it right there. Well, we're going to stop. We're going to go up here. We've got the details. Now we have to figure out the questions. So I'm going to do a new question, and I'm going to do true, false. Multiple guess is too much typing for me right now. Canvas, rocks. True or false. So if it's true, it defaults to true. That's a green one. If it's false, you have to click green. And that's something you have to remember. Pick the right one. Don't let the default ride. And then update your question, and you've got it. Now, if I want to do another one, I can have a new question. I can do, and it defaults to the last thing you use. So we use the true, false. It defaults to true, false. Blackboard is staying. That's obviously false, so I just want to click false, update that question. I have my questions. I'm going to save and publish. So now I have that quiz. If I look in the quizzes area, I've got 2 quizzes. If I look in the assignments area, I can see that I've got the quizzes and 2 quizzes. I've got the assignments, 2 assignments, and I've got 1 discussion. I just haven't created the rest of them. I'm going to do something different. For this third one, I'm going to create a quiz in this, I call it the assignment grouping area. It's called assignments up at the top in the breadcrumb area. But the assignments you can divide into discussions. Assignments is sort of the default, but you can add others like quizzes, discussions, project, whatever you want to do, reports, and just put them in logical grouping. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a quiz in the quizzes area. And this is not going to be associated with a module. So what we're going to have to do is put it in a module when we're finished. So if I come over the quizzes and click on that plus, first of all, I want to tell it it's a quiz. I want to give it a name. This is week 3 quiz. And I'm not going to give it a due date for now. I'm just going to save and publish. So here it is. Now I can click on it and edit, and I can fill in all the missing pieces that I had. If do it for the instructions on the quiz, it's created, it's in quizzes, so check those. You might shuffle the answer, give it a time limit of 20, whichever, allow multiple attempts or don't. Let the students see their answers, yes, no, or maybe sometimes. Is there anything else important here? No. We'll just give it a due date, the 14th, and save it. And you can't see the save, but the save is a red button icon down just below where I'm moving down to, so save it. So we've saved that quiz, and now I can go to my assignments section, and there's week 3 quiz. If I go to modules, I have not put that in a module yet because I created it in what I call the assignments section under quizzes. So if I go to modules, I need to import that quiz in the week 3 module. And to do that, I just go over to the plus, and I can go, I want to add a quiz. And since it's not a new quiz, week 3 quiz exists, and that's the one I want to add. So I very simply click on it to highlight it, and then add item, and there it is. So I can continue to do this, but I think we've done enough for one session. People fall asleep. What I will do is have the school provide my email address, because I don't want to put it here. This will be on YouTube and it will be public. So we'll go from there. And thank you.